All right, welcome back. So we finally made it to our last section of the product part of it. I'm excited. I hope you are too. This section is by far one of my favorite because you get to touch a lot of people's life by your knowledge that you have by helping other people improve their lives. So I'm excited. I hope you are too. So in order for you to create your online course, simply what you do is click right over here, online course. Click the button. As you probably noticed that most of the tabs look similar to the ones that we created previously, which is the download product. So we will change this. So let's just copy this right here and name it online course. And I'll just call this my first online course. And I will charge about $4.95 for this particular product. And then we'll move on over to our assets. This is where we will be adding modules and lecture of your particular online course. And once you see how easy it is for you to add your actual module and lectures, you're going to be blown away and you'll be like, wow, come I did not use this particular system before. So I'm going to click right here, assets. And now you'll be prompted with this one little blue button in which is going to ask you to add a module. So I'm going to click over here. So now we have this module. We can name this module whatever we want. So I'll just call this introduction. As you probably noticed, as I type, the title of this particular module gets prompted here and typed and is live adding it, so on and so forth. So within this particular module, we can add lectures. So we're going to click on this button, lectures. So here's the lecture. And by default, it allows us to, gives us a few information like a pre-filled lecture thing. So for this one, I'll just call this, call it my first video. And then once I name this particular lecture, I can have a content type. I have a few options. I can upload a video to this particular lecture, or I can embed it if you want to embed it from a Vimeo, YouTube, or any other external source, or I can make this particular lecture a text lecture in which I'll just literally give my students a Word document written or some kind of text that they will read and observe and consume, and based on that, whatever you want them to do. But for the sake of this particular lecture, I'll say I want to upload a video. So all I gotta do is click over here, add a video, and I'll just add the first one. It's going to take a couple of seconds, upload the video. If you want to preview it, you could just click on over here, preview it, and it will come up. Hello, everybody. This is Mark. If you want to download it, you can click on this download button. It will download that video for you for later use. And then also at the bottom, you probably noticed there's a Microsoft Word looking document thing in here. This is what is known, what we call it is a resource section, which means underneath the video, if you want this particular lecture to have some sort of a text for your student to further their information learning based on this particular lecture, you could type it here. So what I'll do is I'll just call it, this is my text and 1, 2, 3. Obviously, you can be more creative than me, and this is just an example. And then if I want to add another lecture within this particular module, all I gotta do is click over here, add a lecture, and then here comes my lecture. So anytime you are working on a lecture, let's say for example the top one, first video, whatever lecture you're working on, it will be highlighted in green. And then if you want to look at the bottom one, you could do it here. If you want to reorder any one of your lectures, you could simply left click, hold, and drag it up top. It is that simple. So for this lecture, I'll just call it text only. I'll just call it text only, and then I'll change this to a text. And then you probably noticed the box of the upload one disappeared. So just for giggles, if I go change it back to upload, this will come up. If I change it to embedded, then I have the embedded text where I could just literally paste it in here. But for sake of argument, I want to make this a text, and I'll call this is a fantastic system. Obviously, right? All right, so having said that, so we have one module. Within this one module, we have 2 lectures. So if you want to create another module, what I would recommend is click on this up arrow. What that's going to do is it's going to decompress all of your module, so that way you have a more real estate to work with. So we'll just add another module, and I'll just leave this as a module 2. Add a lecture. I want this to be second video, and I will upload a video right over here, and I do not want any text to be here. And then what I'll do is I'll just compress it. So now we have more real estate. I can look around, like I have this many lectures, this many modules. We have 2 modules within the modules. If I want to look at it, I have 1 lecture there, 2 lectures there. But for some reason, if I want to move these modules up and down, all I have to do is click on this, hold it, and just move it up. It is that simple. And that is that. And then what we will do is for our sales page, we'll go in here, and then for this, I'll just add an image of a down arrow key, just so our product will have some sort of an image. For my sales page, I will leave this as is. If you watched the previous video, you know you can literally build this thing now. And don't worry, there will be another video in which we will go build a really powerful sales page, which will include all the different features this particular powerful page editor has to offer. And just for now, I'm just going to click on publish, and then I'm going to go over to sales page. Obviously this is plain Jane, but you will see in the future video how you can easily build a very powerful sales page. So I'm going to click on pay, and just for giggles, I'll just call it a pay, and then I'll just call this one I don't know, customer one or something like that. And I have used this particular email in the last video where I created a download product, and there's a very good reason, because if you already have a customer that already purchased something for you in the past, they will also have access to whatever they accessed to before, in addition to this. Obviously, this will make all sense pretty soon. So what we'll do is we're going to click over here, pay, and we're just going to say no. And now we're prompted with this, and we're going to click on this. And you notice now under the password section, this says that you already have assigned you already bought from you, meaning you are the person who is selling this, and the customer, me, bought it for you. So you already have an account with us, so therefore you could just literally use this email address with password that you already used before, and then log in, and that is that. However, if the person already logged in and they purchased something else, they don't have to re-log in. So let's go over here. As you can see, they already logged in, so here it is. So what I'll do is I will log them out, just so we can start from scratch. So if you click over here and type in the email address, and then the password was temp123, and then obviously all of this information will be sent to your customer with the order ID, the name, and how much they cost for that particular product, as well as you will also get an email stating that this particular customer had purchased this. So if I click on login, you will notice now this particular customer has access to 2 different products. So we got product 1, product 2. So let's click on the online course. And here we are. So now this particular online course, this person has access. So we have 2 modules, one up top, one underneath, and then we will go through what this particular screen actually is. So we have on the top right, a dashboard, which we'll go back to our dashboard, just like we did when we had the download action. If you want to click on here, it will go here. And then as soon as the page loads up, it's just going to give your customer this particular video, and it will directly play it. And if your customer wants to close this particular menu on the left hand side, they can click on the X. So that way they have a full focus on this video content that you have produced. So that way they could just literally just watch it, consume it, and learn whatever that you want them to learn. And also they have this next button. They can click on it to go to the next module, next lecture, so on and so forth. So we'll click over here. So because this was a text module, whatever text that we enter in here, in this case, it was just fantastic. This is a fantastic system. That's all we entered. But obviously, when you build your online course, you want to add more to that. So we're going to click over here, next. And hello, everybody. And for this particular lecture, remember where we added a resources section, meaning let's go back here. And then we'll go to assets, and then we go to here, and then our video, and then this is the text that we added. If we go back here, click on the show resources, and this is what they will see. They can obviously hide it so that we have a full focus on the video that they're watching. So this is how you create yourself an online course. It is very simple, very effective. And once you start building your online courses with Sark Link, you'll be surprised and will say to yourself, why have I not used this system before? So in the next video, we will look at our overview of the product and the customer side.